guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. We are back in the back of the car. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll be back hopefully in normal settings in the next video, but gotta crank out these videos. Gotta do it when I have free time, and right now is that time. So we're gonna get crack-a-lacking into it. We have some big updates around two transfers, of course, Nico Williams and Dani Olmo. Exit updates, the friendly match behind closed door finally happened. We have the details on that, personnel being involved, starting lineups, the final score, who scored as well. And finally, Hansi Flick, about a month and a half after he was announced as the Barcelona manager, has now been presented as the Barcelona manager to the press, or of course he was asked a lot of questions from the press about the squad, planning, philosophy, yada yada yada, and of course he answered every single one, his very modern English tone. So of course we're going to cover everything in this video, but before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video, be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the presentation of Hansi Flick, because it kind of leads into a lot of stuff we're going to talk about in this video anyways. Of course, presented as the new Barcelona manager alongside Joan Laporta. Deco did not speak during this presentation / press conference. I don't know why, but he didn't. Rafael Luste and everyone else on the board was there, of course. So let's get and see what, of course, Joan Laporta and Hansi Flick had to say during this press conference. Now, Joan Laporta started by saying that Flick must fight and compete to win all titles and all competition. He already knows that. You are at your disposal. We're going to be with you with the same objectives. We want to give back the enthusiasm to the Barcelona fans, and we are very confident in your ability. Now, while presenting Hansi Flick, Laporta had some words on Xavi, saying that as president, we have to put Barcelona's interest before other situations. Barcelona is above all. Xavi has written the history of the club in gold. It was time to give it to a new inputs. The change had to be made. I want to thank Xavi for his work. He took the reins at a very difficult time, and he bet on the youngsters. Last season didn't go as well as we expected, and we had to give that boost. Of course, other reasons why he sacked Xavi as well. On to Hansi Flick now. His first words were, before signing the contract, we had a dinner with the president. I felt from that moment that it was an incredible club, very big, everyone helps, and I see it on the streets. I had several times that I'm very grateful for the work that has been done also at La Masia. This man will not shut up about La Masia. I don't know if you're trying to get brownie points or something, but he will not shut up about it. He even goes on again on La Masia, saying the young players want to give everything for this club. The technical team is totally new, and the club has made great efforts to bring these people to the club. We have to create this atmosphere and take the team to the highest possible level. We want the La Masia players to be involved, and I want to work with them so they can help us. We are very far from how Barcelona played before the Johan Cruyff. My idea is to have a team on the field that is active, that shows what they can do with and without the ball. The initiative is very important. It's the same if we play 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2 formation, doesn't matter. When I was coaching Hoffenheim, I thought one day I would like to sit on the Barcelona bench. They chose me to be the coach, and for me it was the biggest one of the biggest clubs, or biggest clubs in the history. We worked with all the desires in the world. We can achieve it. First question this man was asked was on Ansu Fati's injury. Of course, it is kind of fresh off the press, you could say. Hansi Flick said this on Ansu Fati's injury. At the moment, we have many players to choose from, but for example, Ansu was training very well, but then got injured a few days ago. He won't be on the tour, and we have to help him. This is our job. Absolutely gutting. He also go on to say how well he was doing in preseason, how he was playing both on the left and as a striker, and he was doing great in both areas. So it is what it is. Then asked on Nico Williams, of course he was. He said that, look, Nico is not a Barcelona player, and I have nothing more to say about that. I think about only the club that I coach. Pretty straightforward answer. Is that's on the Champions League. Say what I believe is that La Liga is a very important competition. My goals at the club is to fight for all titles. This is why I am here. We all love this club, and give me a few more weeks and I will be able to answer you. What I don't like about Hansi Flick is that he's saying all the right words. From who? From, of course, the president. Oh, La Liga is the objective. Oh, Champions League, if you can win it, cool. If not, it's okay. Just don't ball it. Don't be embarrassing, pretty much. I feel like it's Joan Laporta who's coaching this team. Of course, from what he's saying in the media, tactical wise, wait and see. I saw this question when this question was asked. I could not believe my eyes, and I was anticipating the answer. He was asked whether or not he wants a pivot. This is what Hansi Flick said on a potential pivot signing this summer. There are many players who can play in the pivot. Of course, what he means in the current squad. We will explain how to play. They have to play a good role and they have to adapt to these positions. First, I must recover the injured players and those who are outside. Could not be sitting more on the fence if he tried. Left the door very, very open. He was then asked about comparisons between him and Xavi and him and Ronald Koeman, saying that in the end you have to play well and prepare well for games. The players also have to prove it. Training has to be demanding, otherwise it will not be possible. It's very easy to understand it. I will withstand the pressure very well. My family knows it as well and is prepared for it as well. If we train hard, everything will be fine. I have a structure that I like to treat the players. Everyone can give 100% and improve. They have to know that they are fantastic conditions throughout the technical staff. Then he was asked on the incorporation of Thiago Alcantara, saying, of course, I knew Thiago from Bayern. I have a very good relationship with him. Any player who finds himself in a situation like his is a bad time to talk. Of course, vis-a-vis him retiring. But I sent him a proposal to come to the staff, and he wanted to accept it quickly. It's a great option, and also he's a great person as well. I believe that any team has to work very hard. We are working on the physical and tactical part of the game. As we defend, it's not just about focusing on the attack, but also solid defense. We are working very hard, and we also have to see that everyone accepts it. It's also my goal to win titles. You have to work with the technical staff and with the club together, which also helps us. It's important to win games and go step by step to see what happens. And then he's asked on his relationship with Deco, saying that from day one, I have to say the communication with Deco has been incredible. So hopefully that translates into something. Then of course, Joan Laporta was asked a question. He's asked about FFP. I'm sitting there watching, saying, someone asked Laporta about our situation. Like, we're supposed to be back in the 1-1 rule about a month ago now. Like, what's going on? Finally, someone pulled their head out of their arse and asked him. And this is Joan Laporta's answer in response to Barcelona's current financial situation. He said that, look, the economic issue is much better than it was. We have gone from saving the club to recovering it. Today, Barcelona can face the signings you are talking about in the media, partly thanks to the patience of the members and the fans. We are prepared to face any operation this summer. In the next few days, we will have some positive news for you on the issue with Nike. We are in negotiations that improve Barcelona's position in regards to that, and we are very satisfied. We'll have some more news up on that in the medium term. Now, what does he mean by medium term? Does he mean medium term in the next few months, the next few weeks, or the next few days? Because I'm expecting there's going to be some sort of announcement when we hit up America for the tour, hopefully, because the Nike American company and all, floats well for the little presentation. I don't know, but he's conveying transparency and absolute confidence, and we have to accept that. So if he's saying we can face any operation this summer, that's going to be my mindset. Now, of course, salary registration is going to be an issue no matter what. I think he means more so buying players, like buying 60 million Nico Williams Paris clause, buying a Dani Olmo, buying a Cancelo, buying, this and that. Again, buying players and affording their salaries and stuff like that is not an issue. Registration still, of course, we still have to, get back to our wage structure and get down to the La Liga parameters and restrictions, because we're still, I think, a bit above it. That's going to be the issue. But again, in regards to buying players and paying their wages, there should be no issues in that regard. Then Hansi Flick was asked on Sergi Roberto, and I saw this is again my third favorite question. First one was the pivot, economic situation, and this was the third one. And Hansi Flick answered it by saying that he is not a Barcelona player right now. That's what he said. So I mean, again, not shutting down the door completely, but saying right now he's not a Barca player. I mean, he has no contract. It's been 25 days since he's been a Barca player. I mean, it is what it is, and you know what? He is not wrong. Then he was asked on Gavi's recovery, saying that Gavi, when he's on the grass, is on fire. We will give him the time he needs, and we will give him 10 to 15 years at the club, whatever it takes. He has already proven himself, and everyone at the club is helping him. Then he was asked on untouchable players. He mainly was asked on Frankie de Jong being, do you see him as an untouchable player? And Hansi Flick said that, what is an untouchable player? When you give 100%, have a good performance and great results, everything works out well. Frankie de Jong is a fantastic player. He has shown it. He's recovering well and continuing the plan. I hope to have him with the group, and then we'll see. So he's kind of saying, like, look, if you're playing well and, you're getting results, anyone can be an untouchable player. It's not really a set title per se, is what he's trying to imply there. Finally, we have a quote here from Laporta about why he decided to hire Hansi Flick. The decision was made after Deco and Bojan met with Flick. Of course, this is what, like 2-3 months ago. It was seen that he had the qualities to coach Barcelona. We had several candidates, and that interview was decisive. Furthermore, we had already observed it. Your idea coincides with us a lot. The desire and enthusiasm was also notable. Flick also trusts a lot of the players that we had. Basically, Laporta hired Hansi Flick because he thinks that Hansi Flick can do a better job with the current players that they have than Xavi. That's pretty much it. Xavi wanted more new players. He didn't, like some of the players, this and that, blah blah blah. Where Hansi Flick saying, this squad is really really good. I can definitely get you a quadruple. That's the essential whole entire situation. So that is it. That is all the quotes, and now it's all down to execution. No more talk. No more dilly dallying. Get on the pitch and prove everyone why you're the right man, from both Laporta's appointment to Hansi Flick backing the players and everything like that. So overall, that was a presentation. Of course, the 3 big things for me: FFP from Joan Laporta, peer position update from Hansi Flick, and also Sergi Roberto update from Hansi Flick as well. And we'll wait and see how things do progress in the window going into the start of the season, of course, in the next few weeks. Let's now take a look at some of the transfer news around Barcelona over the past 24 hours. First, we do have an update on Nico Williams. Now, the other Miro is moving absolutely mad. I mean, the guy is still reliable, but he's moving like a wild. Basically, he was doing a live stream, and he got some information on Nico Williams. He did not want to say it out of respect for the player, out of respect for Barcelona's negotiation. Again, he's been very heavy on that this summer. He doesn't want to leak stuff really, really early, or at an adequate time. That way, he doesn't want to hinder negotiations and talk stuff like that. Which again, I respect a lot. Especially he's thinking about the club here, not more so his, company. If he wants to bolster his views and likes, he can put the news out and get engagement and make money, of course. But he's thinking on the positive side, which again, I do respect. But then he wrote the information down on a piece of paper, he signed it, he dated it, and then he hid it in like his drawer. And like, when in the future, I'll let you guys know about this. Now, he says this a million times. I mean, he had some insight about Lewandowski, which, by the way, I'm still waiting for. But he received something yesterday, whether it's on the positive or negative side. He said, look, I have to leave a mark or something so that you guys can trust me. I don't want to change this information that I have on here, blah, blah, blah. So he's bookmarked the fact that Wednesday, Gerard Romero got some big news and that he didn't want to hold on to it. Again, we're still waiting on Nico Williams' decision, which we expect to hopefully come by the end of this weekend. If it goes into next week, it'll be very, very disappointing. But there have been reports coming in from Toto Costa saying that Barcelona have agreed terms with Nico Williams' agent, but PSG have appeared and are offering him twice the money that Barcelona will pay. The situation could change. Now, a lot of people are now starting to say that, again, personal terms with Nico Williams in regards to his agent. So numbers, salary, contract length, situation, club, sporting product, all that stuff is agreed. Just waiting for the final yes or no from the player, Nico Williams himself. And again, now PSG apparently entered the race. Look, I'm not worried about PSG. This is Barcelona, Spanish club. He's Spanish. Half his bloody friends play the club. I'm not worried about PSG whatsoever. I think, again, with Nico Williams this summer, it's clear. It's Barcelona or still Bilbao. I don't think he will make the move to PSG personally. Maybe he could if he really wants to. If he loves money, that he can absolutely take a hike for all I care. But again, we'll see with Nico. Again, he's still number one priority, number one target, and we're hoping for some sort of answer in the next few days. Right now, Nico Williams is in Marbella. He's in the city of Marbella, of course, on vacation. I think he was originally, I want to say, in Ibiza, and then he came back to Bilbao for a day where people thinking, oh, he's going to come back and talk with his family and make a decision, and then he left to Marbella. No decision, no leaks have come out. Anyways, of course, he was in Bilbao when Gerard Romero got that news on the sheet of paper, so that maybe it could be it. I don't know, but then he left to Marbella. Another Barcelona player also is in Marbella right now, and they could potentially link up. It is Lamine Yamal. Agent Lamine Yamal, bless us up, man. Go talk to your boy. Tell him, yo, just send the yes. Let's link up at Barcelona. City of love, city of fire, city of beautiful football. We're going to live it all up. New Camp Nou. It's going to be great, lad. So hopefully 16-year-old or 17-year-old now, I have to say, Lamine Yamal, Agent Lamine Yamal can come in clutch. But right now, Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams are on vacation together in Marbella. So we'll see if any decision will be coming out. We could see maybe a Lukaku Pogba 2.0 where it's like, yeah, it's done deal. Hey, dap him up, whatever. I don't know. But we'll see what happens with Nico Williams. Again, we are all still waiting a final decision from the player. Now, the next player that Barcelona, of course, are targeting in the transfer market is Dani Olmo. Big advancements on Dani Olmo over the past 24 hours. Firstly, coming in from Atletic of Sky Germany, saying that Barcelona are now pushing to sign both Dani Olmo and Nico Williams. Again, Nico Williams is still the priority, but Barcelona are pushing heavy also on the Dani Olmo side. Hansi Flick and Barca want to sign them both this summer, but a sale is needed to bring in Dani Olmo. Fabrizio Romano also confirmed this as well. He came out saying that Barcelona are in talks with Dani Olmo's agent, and the news that he's hearing is that Barcelona have to sell someone to bring in Dani Olmo. They can bring in one of Nico or Dani, freely without having to sell anyone, but for Dani Olmo to come in, a sale is needed. Now, even San Antonio was the first one to come out with the news that Barcelona made a first bid to RB Leipzig for Dani Olmo, and the bid was rejected due to the amount and the payment plan not being in favor of RB Leipzig. And also the next day, Sport came out leaking the offer. Apparently, Barcelona offered RB Leipzig 40 million euros plus 20 million euros in variables for Dani Olmo. Of course, that doesn't reach the 60 million euro package that RB Leipzig are looking for. But here are the terms of that offer. 40 million fee paid in installments every January, starting from January 2025 for 10 million. So 10 million January 2025, another 10 January 2026, another 10 January 2027, another 10 2028, another 10 in 2029. So we would not pay off Dani Olmo's fixed fee until like 2030 almost. Then the 20 million euros in variables. 10 million if he wins 2 La Liga titles in the next 5 years, which again, definitely possible. Another 10 million if he wins 2 Champions Leagues in the next 5 years. So basically, we're trying to pay 50 million for Dani Olmo, because if we win 2 Champions Leagues in the next 5 years, oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Look at these goosebumps just thinking about that, because I know it's a difficult reality. And RB Leipzig rejected this offer and think it's absolutely ridiculous. So they're not dumb. We tried to, play them off a little bit. This would be a very, very good deal from Barcelona's side. You get 40 million fixed for a player who I think is worth around 50. You're paying that over, 5-6 years in 10 million installments. The variables, I would say half of them are easy to achieve. Well, not easy, but doable. Other half is basically impossible to achieve. So you can understand why RB Leipzig did reject this offer. Quite a ludicrous offer from Barcelona's side, but hey, maybe they just want to test the waters and see how RB Leipzig take it. Now, Russia data from Mundo Deportivo came out confirming the news as well, saying that Barcelona did in fact make a first bid worth around 40 million euros fixed, paid in yearly installments, plus 20 million euros in variables to RB Leipzig for Dani Olmo. The German club was not satisfied and wants most of the 60 million euros paid immediately in cash. Barcelona's offer to Olmo is for 6 seasons with less salary in the first 2 years, increasing in the third. There is no agreement yet, but parties are working on it. So again, no personal terms agreed yet with Dani Olmo, but again, on the right track essentially. Olmo prioritizes Barcelona over other offers that he has, and Barcelona are convinced that they will get Olmo's definitive approval on personal terms, and parallel, the agreement with RB Leipzig is also being worked on. So in the end, Barcelona feel like they're going to get a full agreement on all ends, but again, bring him in. Sales going to be needed, so they're not, guaranteed on his arrival, but guaranteed on reaching an agreement with both parties. Now, also, Sky Germany have come out saying that Barcelona, of course, did in fact make an offer to RB Leipzig. Again, more confirmation of that. It was made a few days ago. However, Leipzig declined it and did not meet their expectations whatsoever. The overall package was not satisfactory to RB Leipzig. The Leipzig are basing Olmo's price on the value of his release clause that recently expired, and during the week, further talks will take place with Barcelona and on the player side. According to reports, this Saturday, i.e. tomorrow, there will be another meeting between Deco and the agent of Dani Olmo to really go in on the personal terms and agree everything. So again, we could see some movements this weekend. Now, apparently Olmo has other offers on the table. Who is the other offers from? According to Santi Ona of Foot Mercado, Man City have made an offer to Dani Olmo. Barcelona also pushing for the player, and that is of course his preference, but Barcelona must sell before they can sign him. Man City, with Bernardo Silva, with Phil Foden, with Rodri, with Kevin De Bruyne, all these midfielders they have. They want Dani Olmo on top of that, Jack Grealish, and they want Dani Olmo, unless they're trying to sell someone. I don't freaking know, but you know what? That's not my problem. Could not care less. So wait and see what happens with Dani Olmo. Again, lots of movements, lots of advancements. Again, for me personally, this signing makes 0 cents. 0 cents, beyond belief. Again, the price we're paying, the personal terms, all of that, I have no problem with. I think it's all fair price and, a fair evaluation. We're not overpaying. We're not underpaying. We're paying fairly all around. So if we were actually targeting him, let's say we didn't have a Pedro Gundogan, I'd be all over this. But the reality is we do have a Pedro Gundogan, and this signing for this price when we need other investment in key areas of the squad makes no sense whatsoever. So we'll wait and see how things turn out. Also be very interesting to see who Barcelona have to sell and for how much to bring in Dani Olmo, that's also going to be a question mark as well. The only way I accept Dani Olmo this summer is if we sell or get rid of Ilkay Gundogan. If we don't, then I see no point in bringing Dani Olmo. So we'll see how things turn out. Again, Barcelona pushing heavy on Dani Olmo and Nico Williams. These are their two dream signings for this summer transfer window. Now, a player that Barcelona have indeed officially signed over the past 48 hours has been Pau Victor. The club did announce this late last night that Barcelona and Girona have reached an agreement for Pau Victor to remain at Barcelona until June the 30th, 2029. So a long-term deal for Pau Victor, and this was announced by the club's official first-team account as well, not the Barca Atletic account. So this is definitely 100% a first-team signing. Now, in regards to the future of Pau Victor, I've been getting a lot of questions about this. Firstly, Candace came out saying that Barcelona have signed Pau Victor for around 2.7 million euros for Girona. Girona also holds 50% rights of a future sale if he leaves in the next season, and that will decrease down to 30% if he leaves any seasons after that. So overall, I think it's a good deal for Barcelona, especially when they missed out on that buy option. Now, the reports are suggesting right now that Pau Victor will, of course, do preseason with the first team. Can you stop beeping your car, bro? God damn. Following his preseason, the club will assess. If they have offers, they might accept it. If they want to keep him in the first team, they might do that. They want to send him out on loan. His future is wide open. So there's nothing really to tell right now. I think right now, you have Victor Roque, you have Ferran Torres, you have Lewandowski, so he's definitely third or fourth, you could say, in the pecking orders. I think a move elsewhere is likely. We could sell him on for a percent of a future sale or something like that as well, of course, with the transfer fee included somehow. So we'll see. And then the club definitely brought him back with a plan, so they think he has a market, and they can definitely, find a loan for him or get rid of him. With no Marc Guiu, you do want to have maybe someone of a youngster in and around, the striker position, just in case something happens. You go bankrupt or get a bunch of injuries and maybe he explodes. So I think overall it's a good investment, especially after the great season he had last season with Barca Atletic. So we'll see how things develop with Pau Victor over the next few weeks, but he will be on the tour in America with the first team, and we'll see what his first team status is following that trip. Let's discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. First up is your boy Clement Lenglet. Now, I saw a picture of him with the captain's armband yesterday. My eyes are bleached. They're absolutely bleached. Right now, according to reports from Diario ARS, Besiktas have offered to pay Clement Lenglet half his current salary, which is around about 110k a week, which is pretty decent, as they look to sign him on loan from Barcelona. So he has an offer from Turkey now against hopefully top 10 leagues in Europe that are somewhat satisfying. He doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. Again, we'll wait and see. Right now, there's no definitive answer with his future, and that is because he's on the effing plane to America. I cannot be arsed. If I see him with the captain's armband in a game in preseason against AC Milan, Man City, Real Madrid, I'm putting a bullet to my mouth live on stream. So if you want to see me die, tune into my live streams. Live watch alongs are coming back for Barcelona, of course, next week on Tuesday, first one. And if he's wearing the armband, a bullet is going in my mouth. Jordan Miro came out saying that Lenglet will travel to USA with the team. The defender's future is still in the air, and he's waiting to resolve his future. I can understand why. The club really want to be... He has so much power in his future. The club really want to be nice to him. Of course, they can just freeze him out, not let him go to America, and, be a dick to him, essentially. But they want to play it really nice. That way he can leave in an adequate fashion. That's what the club are hoping for, I think. We've been here... This is, summer number 3 with Lenglet of all this crap. So we've been there, done that. This ain't, this is the same rodeo that we've foretaken for a very, very long time. So we'll see how things turn out with the future of Clement Lenglet. But as of now, no definitive answer, and he will be on that plane to America to participate with Barcelona during preseason. Now, a player who has not been a Barcelona player for about 25 days now is, in fact, still on paper, the first team captain of the club in Sergi Roberto. Again, the media will not shut up about him leaving Barcelona. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Sergi Roberto is not expected to sign a new deal at Barcelona after Flick's arrival and is already exploring other options. Everyone in the media is saying that Roberto's not going to continue. Again, if you're watching the videos over the past week or so, I have a theory that I believe that Roberto will stay. Again, I don't want him. I mean, if he stays, I'm on the fence with Roberto. If he stays, cool. If he doesn't stay, cool. I have no side. I don't care. I think he's very much a 50-50 player in regards to his role and his position at Barcelona. You want to keep him? All right. You want to let him go? All right. Does not bother me whatsoever. Just the fact that, we're 25 days past his contract expiring and his future is still in the air. but it could make it maybe a U-turn, which of course, I'm predicting. Toto Costa came out saying that Sergi Roberto is practically out of Barcelona. Deco called him and told him the offer is still valid for him, but there are no guarantees that he can be registered. Aston Villa, West Ham, Ajax are favorites to sign him. Imagine he goes to Ajax. Imagine a midfield of Sergi Roberto and Jordan Bloody Henderson. Hilarious. So again, the club is saying, look, we want to keep you. Your contract that we offered you is still valid, but we just can't guarantee your registration. Now, of course, Laporta said at the beginning of the video, what did he say about FFP? We can do anything we want. We have total freedom. We can operate in regular normalities, but yet we're struggling to register our captain. So make it make sense. You could say, look, I still think Roberto's going to stay. I think that the club in the end will get back to the 1-1 rule. Oh, look at all this FFP salary space we have. Sergi Roberto. No. Come back, man. Again, I'm still hearing that Laporta really wants Roberto to come back because he wants a captain from La Masia, someone who knows the club, again, someone who can speak English and can, translate very well for Hansi Flick. New stadium, transition as well. You want to have someone there who's a leader and, knows everything about Barcelona essentially. So I'm still hearing murmurs about that, so we'll wait and see. Again, he's not really advanced talk with anyone. He's just open with his future, which again he should be. He's a free agent. He has not retired, which makes sense. It'd be crazy if he just released that he's retired statement. That'd be quite wild. But we'll see with Sergi. Everything I think is open right now, despite the media really heavy on the side of him not continuing at Barcelona. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around La Masia. No first team updates as the club are just working on all the B team players' renewals. First one up, under Atletic, which we talked about, of course, a few days ago. His renewal is now official until 2026. Of course, he went from 2025, 2026. That way, the club have movements in his future, have some control. They'll wait and see how he does in preseason. Might go on loan, might get sold, might be the third choice goalkeeper next season. Could be Diego Cochin as well. But again, commits his future short term to Barcelona and give them some sort of leverage in regards to making a decision in his future. And following Atletic, the club are now fully focused on Dani Rodriguez. Gabriel Sanz and Deportivo came out saying that Dani Rodriguez's renewal is done. The club are accelerating now talks with Pau Prim to renew him as well. We talked about, of course, Pau Prim a few days ago in the other video. Dani Rodriguez is doing very well for Spain, I believe, in the under 17 Olympics. Under 17 for Spain. They're playing in something, and he's doing very well for them. He's scoring goals, getting assists, so he's doing very well. Again, these are two very strong talents that Xavi identified very, very early on in his tenure, and these are two players that Barcelona should be trying to keep in their system for growth for sure. Again, Rodriguez almost left Barcelona in around February, March time, 360, and now he's staying, which of course is fantastic news, and hopefully the same thing goes for Pau Prim. Let's discuss some injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. First one up is on Pedri, with Franco Ras saying that Pedri is expected to be ready for the first match of La Liga. I do not believe you. I've been saying this consistently, and I'll say it again. Pedri, in my opinion, ain't coming back until after the September international break. If he comes back before then, it'll be an effing miracle. Again, everyone is saying that Pedri should be back for the start of La Liga. I don't believe you. I think we'll get close. Oh, Pedri not quite ready yet. Oh, the club want to be 100% sure. They don't want any other relapse. He won't even come back in August. I'll tell you that right now for free. He's coming back at some point in September is what I think, in my humble and strong opinion. So again, the media is saying that he's going to come back for the start of La Liga. I certainly have other thoughts, but some good and official news has come out in regards to injuries around Barcelona, and that is medical green lights for our fullbacks Alejandro Balde and Julian Araujo. Of course, Araujo was injured at the end of the season for Las Palmas. Balde has of course been out since January. Again, end of January, he got his injury against the Athletic Club in the Copa del Rey. He's now back, and of course he played recently. We'll talk about that very shortly. And of course Julian returning as well. So very, very excited to see my full back duo during preseason, and they've now been given the official green light now to return to full team action, and they are fit to start playing for Barcelona. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. First up, I have to talk about this, and this is about the bloody Fernandez twins. They are twins. I keep calling them twins. The Fernandez cousins. They are moving mad. Alex Pentel has come out saying the cousin duo of Gili Fernandez and Tony Fernandez have surprised Hansi Flick in training with their performances. People cannot believe it. Hansi Flick name dropped Tony Fernandez in his press conference as well. I didn't put the quote in there for a reason because I want to mention it in this section. He was talking about La Masia, blah, blah, blah. He's lazing La Masia and everything. He name dropped. He said Tony Fernandez, who was 15 when we started. I think now his birthday passed and now he's 16 officially, but he's basically still 15, you could say, in their eyes. and he's been doing unbelievably well. This is the power of La Masia. These cousins could mark a generational era at Barcelona from what I'm hearing and from what I am seeing as well. The talent they have, the ceiling they have is ridiculous. And of course, over the past week, we've locked them both down on decent contract until 2027, 2026, I believe, for Tony, 2027 for Gilly, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, Gilly is the one that's everyone's really listening about, but Tony as well is doing very well. Of course, Xavi was the first one to, bring him into a first team training session last season, I believe in like March or April. So watch out for these cousins, and I'm very, very excited to see them in preseason. They will definitely be on that plane for sure. I think they'll definitely participate in some sort of capacity, and who knows, they might rock the world already, like of course Lamine Yamal did last season at his age. Now, on the topic of youngsters, of course, the youngsters coach heading into next season now is official. It will be Albert Sanchez, who, of course, was the assistant of Rafa Marquez. The club have officially announced this yesterday, following, of course, him taking over the Barca B training sessions for the first 3 days as the interim coach for a little bit. A lot of people are upset about this. Look, I understand it. Rafa Marquez dropped out last second, the day before the preseason started for Barca Atletic. The club have so much operations to do with FFP and the first team that they kind of had to, bet in-house on this. I don't mind it. I understand it. Again, the options out there weren't really that great. I've seen people drop names like Albert Campañas, who's at Midtjylland. He's not going to leave. Javier Mascherano, who's at the Olympics right now with Argentina. Not doing a great job as well, to be fair. He ain't going to leave, so Albert Sanchez is on a 1-year deal as well, so it's just one season. He does well, great. He does not, doesn't do well, we can absolutely move on from it. Again, Barca Athletic, we do love to see the growth there. We love to see the atmosphere there, and the fans get behind the team. It's not a priority. Their job is to develop talent. They get promoted if they play well. That's all bonuses. So overall, with Albert Sanchez, I don't mind it whatsoever. Again, he knows the Rafa Marquez philosophy, knows a lot of the players very well as well, so there really should be no adaptation period needed too much, and wait to see how he does in the following season as the new head of the Barca Athletic team. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to the behind closed door preseason match that took place yesterday. Of course, I notified you guys about this game. What was it, 3 or 4 days ago? So we knew this was coming. We knew that yesterday was going to be a Hansi Flick presentation, friendly game. Everyone knew it, and the game did take place. By the way, can I just say, this fucking kit, man, looks disgusting. Disgustingly good is what I meant. Oh my god, look at that, man. If we don't win any titles in this kit, I'll be more pissed because we have such a sexy kit and we don't win any trophies in it than actual play on the pitch. We can play prime Conte park the bus ball. If we win trophies, I'll take it. I just need the trophy pictures with this kit on. Look how. I told you guys, I said this before, I said this in the kit launch video. In my life as a Barca fan, at the initial launch of the kit, I've never seen a better kit than this. Yes, we've had the 2010-11 kits, iconic, 14-15 kits, they're good kits and they're iconic now because of what the team achieved in the kits. But initially, just based on design and looks, this is the best I have seen by far. 2020, 2021 was pretty good. The one first season under Koeman, I really like that kit. That's probably number 2, but this one tastes the cake. Anyways, forget about the kit. Let's talk about the game. The starting lineup for this game is on the screen for you right now. It was Iñaki Peña in goal, a back four of Julian Araujo, Sergio Dominguez, Inigo Martinez, Alejandro Balde. Inigo Martinez was the captain. A double pivot of Romeo and Alexis with Gilly and Tony Fernandez starting in this game. Again, we go back to what I just mentioned 2 minutes ago about the cousins doing so well. This is an example. They're already starting in preseason games with Noah Darvik playing on the left. So that front three in front of the double pivot is very, German-esque. Attacking midfielders, not really pure wingers, of course. Again, there's none really available right now. Up front, Victor Roque. I'm so gassed about this because I honestly thought he was not going to start. I thought Hansi Flick would have brought him on maybe like 20 minutes ago because he's not really impressing too much in training, but he started, thank God. Now you think, if Ansu Fati was fit, would he have started? What would have happened? Like, all this mumbo-jumbo that, it is what it is. But this was the starting lineup, and of course we do have the details on the game in which Barcelona ended up winning the match 1-0 against Olot, I believe is how you pronounce it officially. Now, we do have a statement here from Barcelona following the game. They came out saying that 30th training session at Ciudad Sportiva Joan Gamper was different than usual. A normal workout in the morning, and in the evening, the Barca squad played a match against Catalonia 4th Division side Olot. The, of course, lineup that I already confirmed for you guys on the screen. The visiting side had their lineup. Who cares? There was none, it was behind closed doors, so no spectators, of course, but there were some people watching the game. Joan Laporta, Rafael Uste, Juan Sol, Deco, Boyan, Ramona Alexcon, and Enric Masser were in attendance watching the full game. There was, of course, a second half team as well. Looks like he played each half a team. Second half team included Hector Fort, Kwame, Gerard Martin, Acerlaga, Arneu, Cuenca, Lenglet, who was the captain, Pau Victor, Pablo Torre, Alex Valle, Mark Bernal, and Mark Casado. So that was the second half team, which of course got the goal. It was Pablo Torre. Just 2 minutes to break the deadlock when what turned out to be the only goal, in a very useful exercise for all concerned. The players will now take a couple of days off ahead of the trip on Sunday to America. Those are the details from the club. You can see the goal on their social media. It was a nice little, chop back inside, bent shot on target, and ended up going into the back of the net. Pablo Torre getting the goal. So we'll never see the match. We won't know how we play. We won't know the system, the style. That will all, of course, be evident to us on Tuesday against Man City. But we start off with winning ways, and we'll absolutely take it. Again, this was the team that he chose to start from the get-go. So again, it could maybe give you some sort of insights into what Hansi Flick is thinking about heading into the start of the season. I was really disappointed to see Marc Casado starting this pivot alongside Romeu, but ayo, is what it is. So 1-0 victory, Pablo Torre with the goal. So he's now playing well despite his hand surgery, which of course is great news. And we're off to winning ways in the Hansi Flick era. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video despite me being in a car again. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like, and of course in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts on everything we discussed in regards to Hansi Flick's quotes during his presentation. Dani Olmo being rejected, your thoughts on us even spending that kind of money on Dani Olmo. Nico Williams, are you optimistic or not? Lenglet exit, when do you think will happen and how do you think it will happen? Your thoughts on the friendly game, starting lineup, the hype around the cousins, the injury update on Petty, think he'll come back before September or not? You're on my side or the club side. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.